Hey everybody, welcome back to another Post-Gazette Sports Steelers training camp practice update. I'm Brian Batko, he's Ray Fittipaldo. As always, this video is brought to you by Savinas, Kane, and Gallucci, Pittsburgh's mesothelioma and asbestos lawyers with over 85 years of experience in the industry. Call them or visit sdklaw.com for a free consultation. They will make the commitment that you and your family need. Ray, I'll start by saying this. If you're watching this because you weren't here, maybe you don't care. If you're watching this because you were here, it's probably the first thing on your mind. Do you remember a hotter day of Steelers training camp than this in all your years doing this?
No, I'm sure there have been some, but I think the temperature was 94, but the feel-like temperature was over 100.
Yeah, so the heat index, as they say on the field, I'm told it was 101.
101. So there were some fights out there. Joey Porter said the heat definitely played a role in that. He said everyone was a little mad about it. So I guess blame Mike Tomlin, for putting him out there in the middle of the afternoon, but it was very hot.
Well, that's what he wants, though. He says it's good for team development, and I honestly think by the end, people were maybe too hot to even scrap. But, yeah. Certainly tempers were flaring in the middle there. And, of course, it lines up perfectly also with the first day in pads because yesterday was washed out by the rain. What did you make of those observations, Ray? Obviously, days like today, physicality takes center stage because it was their first chance to really do that this camp.
Yeah, I think a continuation of the acclimation period. I thought the defense was clearly better than the offense in week one.
Yeah.
Week two, I thought the defense, I think Payton Wilson set the tone early. Joey Porter set the tone after that in the first team period. And they just carried that momentum for the entire practice. The offense won 7 shots, a nice play from Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf. But Brian, was that the lone highlight of practice for the offense? I mean,
yeah, I was going to say,
maybe one or two more.
Yeah, I mean, DK Metcalf's toe tapping, high pointing the ball touchdown in the back of the end zone was very nice. It got the crowd, a huge crowd here today, worked them into a frenzy a little bit. But you're right. I mean, the defense smothered them the rest of the day, and that goes for the team periods in which DeShon Elliott was flying around, Jalen Ramsey was flying around. But that also, it trickled down to, even the second and third teamers. Mark Robinson, the, 4th-year, 7th-round pick at inside linebacker. I mean, he just was blowing up running plays. The third-team offense couldn't do anything with him.
It's got to be a little bit concerning when Arthur Smith sits down tonight by himself and watches, once again, how the offensive line is pushed back and there are defenders in the backfield early on in running plays. Now, I get it. We're just into the second week of camp. I suppose the offense is always going to be behind, but it's been a consistent theme so far in practice. And listen, Brian, they got a game in 10 days or so?
Yeah.
So they got to get up to speed a little bit quicker here. The offense has to get going, but I suppose it's good news that the Steelers' defense is showing out the way it is. They added some key vets over the offseason. Not only are those guys playing well, but it seems like their presence is lifting up some of the other guys, and I think that's good news.
Yeah, and of course the always cliche is going to be the offensive guys are saying we're not going to face a defense like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, another botched center QB exchange today between Zach Frazier and Aaron Rodgers to start a full team 11-on-11 period. I couldn't tell if it was a bad snap or if he just mishandled it, but some missed connections with Jonnu Smith.
Yep.
Throwing wide, I think again for DK Metcalf once. So, he hasn't been the most accurate here. But again, you're right. It's early, and maybe it is things that this defense is doing to keep this offense at bay.
And there were some drops today. Jonnu Smith had a drop. DK, I hesitate to call it a drop. Looked like it was more of a miscommunication there, and he got his hands on it. But, for people who aren't here, I guess we should explain, it's not like Aaron and DK are getting a ton of reps. For the team periods, they take the first 4 reps of the period, and then that's it. So they're together. They're getting maybe 12 reps during every practice. So you have to make the most of them, and I think, when that happens, when these miscommunications happen or these drops happen, it's frustrating because you only have so many reps to get that going. And, hopefully it'll be better tomorrow, but it wasn't good today.
Yeah, it's a small sample size, as are the individual drills. Those one-on-one competitive periods are always what Mike Tomlin is licking his chops to see once the pads go on. And, Payton Wilson excelled about as much as you can today. I wrote about him yesterday and his ambitions in pass coverage, but as far as coming downhill in blowing up running backs in pass protection. I mean, he wanted all the smoke today, and he knew it because he was kind of sauntering around on the field afterward a little bit with some swagger and feeling himself and doing every interview that he could possibly do. But it's not a stretch to say he was probably the most impressive player today.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not a fair fight. He was going up against Kenneth Gainwell, who's probably 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, it's not really what he's here to do. He's going to be catching passes more than he's protecting for passes.
He's going to be a third down back, so that has to be in his tool belt, but that's not what he's known for. And Payton admitted after practice, hey, listen, Kenny G's going to probably get me in the routes. That's where he's going to shine. But, I thought among the defenders, Payton Wilson was really good. I thought Malik Harrison was really good.
He ran through Caleb Johnson. Yeah. The rookie was not standing up to the, 4th or 5th year vet who's played, all that time with the Ravens.
All we heard about was how Caleb Johnson wanted to do that drill, and it was not a good day for Caleb Johnson.
It's tough when you're a 6'1" running back.
Right.
I mean, low man wins a lot of the time in those backs on backers competitions. So, I mean, that was tough for Caleb Johnson, and he got served up to a veteran right off the bat. He didn't get to go against a fellow rookie.
Yeah, so that was tough for him. If I had to pick out one offensive player who did well, Connor Hayward showed out pretty good. He won his 2 reps. So that was a little bit of a bright spot for the offense.
And I thought Darnell Washington, too, put the clamps on DeMarvin Leal. But, I mean, that's Darnell Washington should always, I said low man wins. But when you're built like the wall that he is, I mean, essentially a tackle playing tight end, then, you're going to have the upper hand. And, I think we all know that DeMarvin Leal's career is not really taken off the way they had hoped.
He only got 1 rep. He was a losing rep, and he didn't get another one. So that maybe tells you where he is in the pecking order.
Jack Sawyer also, I mean, he went against fellow rookie tight end J.J. Galbraith, who that's not really his game as a tight end. But I think before long, we're going to see Sawyer get some of those bigger time matchups like a Darnell Washington.
And Mike Tomlin referenced it yesterday. He said, listen, guys like Aaron Rodgers and T.J. Watt and Jalen Ramsey are going to get some days off. And when that happens for T.J., Jack Sawyer is going to step in, and that's going to be his opportunity to go out there and show what he's got.
Any other observations before we wrap this one up and look ahead to Thursday's practice, Ray?
Yeah, I mean, other than 7 shots, I want to see more consistency out of the offense. I think it's not getting late here, but you do want to see the offense show some life. There's a bunch of new guys in different roles, but you want to see them get that confidence before the Jacksonville game. If not, I think it could be a little bit of a rough stretch for them early in the preseason.
And a little housekeeping here at the end. Broderick Jones, left tackle, did not go through team drills today, but he was in uniform, so it might not be long before he's out there. Calvin Anderson took the reps with the first team. For Chris Carter, for Ray Fittipaldo, I'm Brian Batko. Thanks again for tuning into the Post-Gazette YouTube channel.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.